everyone. Welcome to a very, very special edition of Talking Toys. We're on location here at New York Comic Con with the one and only Todd McFarlane. Hi, how's it going?
Good. Thanks for having me today. Appreciate it.
First off, I just want to say a huge congratulations for breaking a world record for having the longest running creator-owned comic of Spawn. You just hit 301 ever.
Yes.
I'm so excited. That's so amazing.
Yeah, it took 27 years, so there was no shortcut to getting there, but you know, it just becomes an example of what you can do if you decide to sort of put your head to it and just get the work done, right? And spend 3 decades at it. So,
as you know directly, I am a huge Spawn fan. Used to have the collectibles, everything. So I used to get up at 2 a.m. and head to the 24-hour Kmart to get right when they're stocking the shelves for the medieval Spawn figures, and those were amazing. I love them.
The advantage, look, you know that the advantage of toys is that if you're a stock boy, right? I used to be a stock boy when I was younger. That you get to crack open the boxes before anybody else, right? So sometimes we would do these hard to find figures, or we would even do like limited paint variant stuff, and they wouldn't even get out to the shelf because the stock people would basically put us away, and they get their 10% discount, so they were gone. And people used to get angry at me, right? Going, well, how do we stop the stock boys from getting it? And I'm like, you can't, right? I mean, then go become a stock boy if you're so concerned about it. This is. Like, from our perspective, we just need the product to be consumed by a human being, and whether that human being happens to be
in front of the store or behind the store,
it's still a human being. So somebody liked it, good. You know, one more product that doesn't have to go onto the shelf. So.
And from then till now, how has McFarlane Toys evolved?
I'd probably say the biggest change since the beginning of the company, which was about 1994, was, and then there used to be these stores like Babbage's and Virgin Records and Tower Records, that you could come up with almost anything. I could come up with anything, right? This is when we were doing our Tortured Souls, and we were doing our Movie Maniac, and I was doing my Twisted Oz, and I was doing my Twisted Christmas, and just crazy stuff, right? Yeah. And there was enough of those types of stores that they would consume it, and you could do it, right? Yeah. The equalizer a little bit, though not quite the same as the internet, that you can now come up with crazy stuff and people will buy it, and you're going to sell it in a limited amount. But there's not as many of those, sadly, there's not as many of those types of stores for us geeks to go to that will buy sort of a non-top 5 brand, right? As you know, that, when you go to the big stores now, they're all sort of brand conservative. And everything's got to be sort of
indie stuff, less.
And so what ends up happening, you have to now find these other inlets or outlets to sort of get any of the product out there, and the internet's sort of the best way to get there, right? Yeah. So the Target, Walmarts will only go so deep with their brand selection. The GameStops of the world will go a little bit deeper and whatever, and then you have to sort of either find some side store or just
a cool
go
comic shop or anything like that.
Right, or you have to just go to the internet. Right, and that's sort of been the biggest. Before, we could just come out with crazy and it would sell, and that's not necessarily like true today.
It's harder to get in the hands of the people.
Exactly.
Kind of thing.
Exactly. Now, again, but there was no internet. There's now an internet, so now you can get it. It's just. The internet now is so vast. How do people know basically to come and look at it? This is the advantage of going to one of those 10 stores, is that a lot of humanity was passing down those aisles, right? So,
Well, I know I'm really excited for the stuff that's coming out. We have a nice display here of some of your current stuff, and then some exclusive stuff like this Bloodshot Vin Diesel figure here. Can you tell us some more about that one? Yeah,
well, I mean, again, it's based on a comic book, right? Valiant comic books. I mean, they've been trying to get movies made for years, just like everybody else. It's a slow grind. They ended up getting Vin Diesel to come in here.
This looks amazing, by the way.
We had a conversation with them where at first they said, he's not going to have the red dot, right? And what the?
You can't.
That's the Bloodshot. What are you talking about? But
that's
for various
his thing.
reasons. But they said, no, we got some other way we get it on the movie, whatever. But we just go, well, if we get the likeness, well, what else is he holding that will offset basically his uniform, which was, the dot in there. Because, as you can see with some of the other toys here, that, there's a color palette, there's a costume sense to all characters, whether they come from video game or TV or toys. or comic books or something like that. But Vin Diesel, when you're doing something like this, you only have one thing that you have to get right, and that you got to get this.
Yeah.
And if you can get the face right on any actor, I've always told my sculptors, you get from the neck up right,
yeah,
and we paint it right. Now you have to paint it right. You can make a lot of mistakes from the neck down, and people will go, oh my God, look how realistic it is, right? But if you get everything right from the neck down, and you get the face wrong, people think it's a bad toy, right? So the likeness of real people is actually a big
really
deal.
astonishing. I'm a huge Vin Diesel fan, so like I came over here and checked it out, and I was like, oh, cool. And I look a little closer, and I was like, holy moly, that's Vin Diesel. Yeah. That is impressive. Yeah. It's so cool. I really love.
That wasn't even from a scan. That was just us basically just sculpting. Right?
Wow. Yeah. That is just amazing. This has been Talking Toys with Todd McFarlane, and thank you so much for being here with us.
Sure.
I'm so excited. Congratulations again on Spawn 301. I know I can't wait to get my copy as a diehard Spawn fan.
The printers just delivered it literally a couple hours ago. I just saw it like about an hour ago. My first copy.
Oh, wow.
You think I did it before anybody else? I just got my first copy, so I'm gonna be carrying around, showing it to a couple of the creators to help me with the book. But here's the thing about setting a record at 301, that's longevity. 302 becomes a new record.
Yeah,
and then
it does.
303, 304. So by the time anybody gets to 301,
please keep going.
I'll be up to 400, right?
Yeah.
Or 500. So I plan on going
You're
about
ahead
another
of the game.
20. I plan on going another 20 years.
That's so awesome. Yeah. Thank you. And thank you for Spawn. Thank you for taking the time to talk with me, with all of us here at Talking Toys. And I'm Natasha, and thank you so much.